Imagine an America where convenience never becomes a cultural expectation, where buying something still takes planning, patience, and a small amount of friction. Packages arrive but slowly. Choice exists, but it's scattered. The economy works, but it doesn't feel optimized around the individual's time. In this timeline, the absence of Jeff Bezos doesn't prevent commerce from moving online. Retail still digitizes. Warehouses still automate. What disappears is scale with precision, the idea that the entire economy can reorganize itself around speed, logistics, and near-invisible effort. Shopping goes digital, but it never feels effortless. What shifts first isn't technology, it's expectation. Americans continue to order online, but they don't assume instant fulfillment. Waiting remains normal. Delivery windows feel approximate. The idea that any object should be reachable within days or hours never fully embeds into daily life. Convenience exists, but it doesn't dominate decision-making. Here's the part most people miss. Without a system that relentlessly prioritizes logistics efficiency, American consumer psychology evolves differently. Price still matters. Brand still matters. But time doesn't become the ultimate currency. People plan purchases instead of impulse ordering them. Friction slows consumption just enough to remain visible. Culturally, this reshapes how Americans relate to abundance. Choice feels wide, but not infinite. Discovery happens through stores, catalogs, recommendations, not through a single, all-knowing interface. The sense that everything exists in one place never forms. Shopping remains an activity, not a background process. Media and entertainment feel this shift too. Streaming exists, but without the same pressure to centralize distribution. Content platforms compete, but none fully trains Americans to expect instant access to everything. Binge culture develops slower. Patience remains part of consumption. Waiting for releases still feels normal, even exciting. Economically, the ripple effects deepen. Small retailers survive longer because scale doesn't instantly crush them. Local stores adapt instead of disappearing. Warehousing and logistics improve, but without reorganizing entire labor markets at once. Efficiency rises, but unevenly. The economy grows, but with more visible seams. Labor culture evolves differently as well. Without a dominant model normalizing hyper-optimized fulfillment, workplace expectations around speed, monitoring, and productivity develop more cautiously. Automation spreads, but with more debate, more resistance, more negotiation. Efficiency feels useful, not absolute. Public psychology adapts subtly. Americans don't expect systems to anticipate them perfectly. Frustration exists, but it's tolerated. Convenience feels like a bonus, not a right. People accept trade-offs between cost, speed, and availability. Consumption remains conscious enough to feel optional. Institutionally, this matters as infrastructure scales. Logistics policy, antitrust debates, and labor regulation unfold with less urgency. There's no single force forcing the country to confront what happens when efficiency becomes cultural law. The conversation about scale arrives slower and less dramatically. Over decades, the long-term effect becomes philosophical. America still consumes heavily, but with slightly more friction, slightly more awareness of process. The idea that systems should erase effort never fully defines national identity. Convenience improves, but it doesn't dominate values. And that leaves an open question. If a nation resists turning efficiency into a way of life, does it lose competitiveness or preserve agency? And how much of modern America's rhythm was shaped not by technology itself, but by the quiet decision to teach millions of people that waiting is a flaw, not a feature, of being human?